Greetings, my son, my child, my darlings. Let's have a sip together. We're trying something new here. I had set up StreamYard for this, but looks like I can just do this all within YouTube, which is amazing. But what we're doing today is a live stream, different than I've done before. And here's what I'm going to be doing, but it's all backwards. So the only way you could see that is if you held that up to a mirror, you silly goose. But I have a new strategy for this channel because honestly, making videos every day has been really great. It's been really fun. And I said I would try it. And I was like, you know what? This would be cool. And I think long term could be something I come back to. However, the one thing that I think will be different about this, as you notice, most of you are probably watching this on a recording or like the episode is over. There's like no one here streaming right now. There's no one in the chat. Tear fall down my face. But the whole purpose of making these videos was one, to just kind of like test things out, try them out, try new things. And two, I wanted to give me something to document my life on a daily basis and make content consistently outside of just like short form videos. And three, I wanted a place for people to get to know me more. So if people find my main channel, they can come over here and kind of see a more casual version of me. Now, I haven't, since making this, I haven't posted a single video on my main channel, which I think is a problem because what it means is I've been spending more time here than over there. And I need to mess around a little bit more over there. I've been making a lot of videos, scheduling them out, but I'm going to be making some changes in 2024 to how often I'm making content, what I'm making, all that sort of stuff. So this is a shift. Someone challenged me to do this. His name's Mahir. Maybe you can find him on Twitter. But this is what I'm going to be doing. Can I share like a screen on this? I have to figure this out. I don't think so. Oh, dang, that stinks. Wait, hold on. Whoa. Okay. This is interesting. I don't know anything about what's going on here. Manage. Okay, can I not share like my screen somewhere? This is kind of frustrating actually. Maybe this isn't going to be what I do here. I don't know. I was trying to figure out how to do this not within a I didn't want to have to use a streaming software is what I'm trying to say, but it looks like I might have to. Because I cannot seem to figure out how to add a video to this. Ugh! Okay. I guess what I'll have to do is talk through it this time and I'll figure out a better way to do it for the next one. But basically the idea is for me to do, instead of 5 videos Monday through Friday, I'm just going to do one long freaking episode that's kind of like a podcast, essentially. Just a long form recording where I detail things I'm thinking about throughout the week. It's kind of similar to what these other videos were, which are just like short little snippets of rants that I have about making content, things I'm thinking about, creator economy, all that sort of stuff, YouTube, business, etc. And then, so there'll be that, but I'm also going to just like recap stories throughout my week that help me deliver those points. So that way I kind of hit all three. Like I'm documenting my week, documenting my time. You get to see a little bit more about me, but then also instead of doing like working on the 5 videos a week, I'm just doing one live stream. And once I'm done, it's done. It should take about an hour on Friday, which is like my content day. So we're going to see if we can do that starting with today. And then officially next week, I will be only posting on Fridays. They will be my days where I go live, maybe at like 12 p.m. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Anyways, let me know if you're watching this. Let me know what you think of that idea. Maybe you hate it. And if that's the case, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll just post more shorts or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's just an example. So I want to talk about Sunday. Sunday was a really fun day. And this is what actually, can I try this? Oh man. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna talk through it. Next week, next Friday, I'll definitely use StreamYard and I'll share my screen for sure. So I promise you that I will fix that. But basically Sunday was great. Jenny and I started out by going to church. Lovely day. And especially what happened was, one, we went and saw our friend Jenna, and Jenna was at the store that she works at on the weekends sometimes. And we got to chat with her a little bit about her life in the store. But on the way over, we did something, and we bought some lemonade from a little tiny child. I bought this cup of lemonade. It was, I don't know if you can see it, but dang, that stuff was good. Is it going to focus? But it was basically probably simply lemonade from the store. And they were selling it for $1 a cup, which honestly, inflation, you know what I mean? That's crazy. No, but what I did was I was a generous philanthropist in the moment. And I Venmo'd the mom like $10. I was like, here's some lemonade money. And the reason I did that was because I love seeing kids hustle. You know, I'm just like a modern Gary Vee. You know what I mean? I'm just so generous. You know what I mean? No, but for real, anytime I see people who are like going out and trying something, I always like to help, because I believe people have done that for me in the past. And like when I first started out trying to do my thing, people have been gracious and caring enough to take a chance on me and spend maybe a little bit more money or a little bit more time than they should have to help me get off the ground. So I wanted to do that in return. And it was really, really fun because the mom looked at me. She was like, wow, thank you so much. And she whispered to the girl, she's like, hey, that man, she pointed at me, just gave you $10. And her face reminded me a lot of my face when I made my first sale with my business. It was very exciting. So that was a lot of fun. But after that, Jenny and I got home, we chilled, and then one of our neighbors, Bobby, gave us a gift that was very, very kind of her. We weren't expecting it. But we also went and played pickleball, and I'm pretty much obsessed with pickleball now, guys. I'm like itching to play. Like that's what I literally want to go do right now. But I have to work still. I get to work. I love my work, but I want to wrap up as fast as I can so I can play pickleball. Anyways, on Monday, my friend Ryan and I, we had a pitch coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, which I'll get into, but we pretty much got together and we're on a phone call for like 2 hours trying to figure that out. I also went to the gym. I tried to go at 8 a.m. Did not work. I ended up going at like 12 p.m. So I like had I think our call was at 1. I ended up going to the 12:15 class, got done at 1, drove home in time for our chat at 1:30. And then we just figured out, like, we were really trying to figure out, we had someone reach out to us about scaling TikTok Shop for them, which I don't know if you know, it's kind of going crazy right now. And so TikTok Shop is a little bit out of my comfort zone though, because that's very like UGC paid ads sort of thing. So we didn't really know much. So we were me and Ryan were putting our heads together, trying to figure out how to pitch this, what's going to make sense for us, what's going to make sense for the business, for us to try something completely new. And I think we came out with a really good idea, but I'll share with you how that went on Wednesday when we actually had that call. Let's see, anything else on Monday? Yeah, we had our car cleaned. My friend Andres, who has a car cleaning company called Dynamic Precision Mobile. If you're in Orlando area and you need your car cleaned, let me know. This guy is the best. He cleaned out our car. It looks amazing. But then Monday night, Jenny and I did something that I really enjoyed. We got to go to this pottery place called All Fired Up here in Winter Park. And I'm going to tell you something. I am like so good at pottery. I'm just a painter at heart. Call me Michelangelo. Call me Donatello. Call me Dinotello, dog. Because my pottery is so good. I potterized this. Just kidding. I didn't. This was a mug that Jenny has. But last year, Jenny and I made a gift for my mom for Christmas. It was a plate that we made together. Jenny painted a part. I painted a part. And my mom still loves this plate. So, guys, all I'm going to tell you, if you're struggling to figure out what to get your parents for Christmas, this is all you got to do. Think about what you did when you were in 3rd grade and then do that for your parents. For me, it was painting pottery. And you know what? My mom still eats off that plate. She texts me every time. She's like, I love this plate so much. It's my favorite. One time I made her a candle. I went to a candle making shop. And she still talks about that candle. She's like, I just ran out of that candle and I wish you'd make me another one. I think all you have to do to please your parents, or really anybody, is just make them stuff. So I got to get better at that. Jenny and I got to do that. We ran into my friends Sean and Kate Romano, which was pretty exciting. So we got to chat about them, chat with them about stuff. Tuesday, the next day, was pretty crazy. Tuesday and Wednesdays are like my calls days. I schedule everything on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That way, Thursday, Friday, and Monday, I can just kind of get work done. I can kind of figure out what I need to do and work really hard on that. And I try and avoid any calls outside of Tuesday and Wednesday, which when you own your own business, you can do. If someone tries to plan a time with you during the times you don't want to meet, just be like, sorry, I've got other plans. I'm unavailable. I actually made it a rule 2 years ago that I don't take calls before 10 a.m. I could say I usually have meetings around that time, or maybe I'm like, hey, I'm unavailable. I'm getting some work done around that time. The only reason is because I don't trust myself to wake up in time for those calls. I truly do not trust myself to wake up consistently and be ready to be on a call earlier than 10 o'clock, because there's been way too many times where in my first year of starting my business, someone was like, hey, I can meet with you at 9 a.m. on Thursday morning. And I was like, all right, awesome. And then I'd wake up at 8:59 and rush to the computer and still be kind of hectic or whatever. Or I would just miss it altogether. For some reason, I would stay up late working that night, wake up at 10, I'd miss the call, and then I'd lose the client. They'd just be like, sorry, we can't work together, which makes sense. So now I just be like, sorry, I'm unavailable. And if we have to push back a week, that's fine. And most people are chill with that anyways. So that's just a little funny story I have there. Just a little quirk that I have. Just a little quirky thing that I do. So I had my team meetings on that day. I usually meet with my entire team. Had some chats. I talked with Hassan, one of the guys on our team, about moving forward with potentially adding a new layer to our business. We're thinking about running brands for athletes. So that's pretty exciting. And I was just kind of getting his ideas, because he has a football channel called Time to Football. You should check it out. It's pretty awesome. But he knows a lot more about it than I do. And then we actually had a call with I had 2 other calls that day. One was with a guy named Sean, him and his partner or something. His name is Stover. They basically are running a media group that are trying to help B2B brands create shows that leverage their own content marketing for them. So basically it's 100% in our wheelhouse. We just have to convince them to work with us because they're the ones going and getting these deals with these big brands, and they need us to deliver on it. So hopefully we can land that. I actually wish I could show you. We came up with some stuff that we wanted to, because me and Ryan got off the call immediately afterwards, and we're just like, yo, how can we make sure we get this? And one of the things was we were like, we should go ahead and clip up one of their videos, a few of their videos for them, make some thumbnails, make a mock-up of the YouTube channel. So that's what we did. So I went ahead and let me actually show you. I've got in my Drive folder, if I can find it. My goodness gracious. Shared drives. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I was actually pretty proud of this. This I'll just show you this if you can see it. It's pretty much like their channel doesn't look like this, but we made thumbnails. Yeah, we made thumbnails and remade their titles to make it look more YouTube native. And I think this will look really well on us. I really hope that we get them and prove that, like, hey, look, we did a lot of this work for free because we want to work with you guys. Because their channel does not look like that. I think we can make it look really good. Okay. The best thing, my favorite part about Tuesday though was a second call that I have with this girl named Maddie. She's a UGC creator that is the in-law of one of my best friends named Christian. The in-law. I don't know. I think it's Christian's sister-in-law through marriage. Anyways, she's awesome. She does an amazing job. But she focuses 100% of a lot of her work on like UGC, so user generated content, making stuff for other brands, and then paying her videos to like advertise organically or in paid ads. So I was just asking her about the call on Wednesday, which was all the UGC stuff. And I said, hey, me and Ryan just came up with all these ideas of how we're going to pitch this brand. What do you think? And she pretty much was like, yeah, that sounds good. Like, here's some things to think about. Here's what I would suggest, making some changes. Here's who I would reach out to, stuff like that. And that was really, really helpful. So I was really grateful for that. But then afterwards, we went to the airport because Jenny's friend / my friend as well, her name's Greta, and she was coming back to the United States from Africa because she's a missionary over there. And so, Jenny, how many months is Greta back for? We are not sure how long she's back for, but she's back. And so we met it. We weren't picking her up from the airport because she already had a ride. We just wanted to see her before she drove back to Jacksonville, where she's living. So yeah, we made a sign. Jenny made it, not me. Jenny did. And then let's see. Yeah, it was really fun. It was super short, but then we got back home, watched some Survivor. That's all we've been watching. We just wrapped up Heroes versus Villains, which is like season 20, I believe. And that's where Sandra won. Very excited about that. But now we're moved on to season 22. My brother did not like that season. He told us, don't watch it. It's boring. But we wanted to watch it anyways because it has Russell and Boston Rob. If you don't know anything about Survivor, I'm sorry. But we just really liked it. But it's getting really boring now. I see why my brother doesn't like it because pretty much Boston Rob is just steamrolling the entire show. So it's like, it's just his show. He's going to win for sure. Okay, Wednesday, we'll wrap this up here. Wednesday, we had the call with the brand. They did not go for our pitch. And to be quite honest, I don't think they're going to even watch this. And it'd be pretty hard pressed for them to find this in 30-minute live stream or something. Pretty much we were offering like, upwards between like $5,000 to $10,000 of a marketing budget. We were like, hey, we can, for around this number, we can provide all this coaching for for UGC people. We'll hire the UGC people. We'll find them. We'll manage them, train them, strategize, whatever. And then they were like, that's a lot of money. Most of the people we were looking for said that it would cost less than that. And I was like, well, this is what's kind of frustrating. And I could go off on this. Maybe I shouldn't, but who cares, honestly, at this point. Basically, what I was struggling with was anytime someone says, like, that's too much, I always it's hard for me because my pride naturally fights back. And I'm just like, you just don't get it, bro. But I have to fight that because it's just basically I don't know how to communicate my value well enough because I should be in a sales call being able to communicate all the value we bring to the table. So that way they think it's a win-win. They're like, oh my gosh, you're only charging this much. Like, it just makes so much sense to me. I just need to figure out how to better communicate that. And that's something I'm needing to practice. So Ryan and I were like on the call, like texting back and forth while we're talking with this guy. Like, Ryan would say something and I'd send a message to him via text. So that way, whenever I would start talking, he would read it and respond. We're trying to figure out, like, okay, could we do this for less money? And I pretty much was like, no, I think if we anything less than this, we walk. And we got to this point where I was like, hey man, like, listen, for this amount of money, like, this is the max we can do. Otherwise, it's just not worth it for us. It's not a good fit for us. And he was like, well, okay, I appreciate that. Hey, listen, for transparency, what we're thinking is this amount of dollars and then plus 10% commission. But a lot of other people we've talked to, they'd be willing to do all of what we asked you to do for 12% commission. And that's it. And I'm just like, dude, then why are you talking to me? Like, obviously, you reached out to me because you want to do this. It's not cheap. If what you're pitching me, because what he was trying to use the numbers against me was saying, like, hey, you could be making close to three, like, for however many sales. He was telling me how much sales he was doing. Oh, we got a friend in here. Who's in here watching this with me? Drop a like or something. Yo, what up? I'm just if you are watching, let me know, dog. I want to know who this is. Yo, what up, Nico? Basically, Nico, I'm recording all of my videos instead of doing like once a day. I'm pretty much trying to live stream just once a week, and this is like the first one. So I'm glad you're here. I'm basically talking about a deal that me and my friend were working through on this past Wednesday. We were trying to do like a UGC deal, and it just didn't work. Plus, I've never done like a UGC. If you don't know, that is user generated content. Just didn't work out. I hope you're doing well, man. How's your thing? Oh, I guess you're in Mexico, so you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but maybe you do. I don't know. Hope you're doing well. Basically, deal didn't go through. It was kind of hard. But Ryan and I talked about it afterwards, and it was funny because it was kind of one of the first ones he's been on with me. And so I could tell he was chomping at the bit, trying to hop in and let's get this deal started. We'll figure it out, whatever. Where for me, I've had way too many moments where I've taken on work from people who expect too much from us, and then it ends up burning me. So that was a little bit of why I just was like, I think we should just move on. Let's do something else that's in our wheelhouse. But we did reach out. We're like, hey guys, just letting you know, we're willing to figure out another type of deal structure if we still want to do this together. So we put the ball back in their court to let them know, hey, we're still interested. Dude, Nico, real quick question. Let me know what you think. If there's any videos that I've made that stood out to you other than the one that you're in. But two, if there's anything else you'd like to see more from me. Because pretty much what I'm trying to do is, instead of, like I said, make 5 videos every week, I'm trying to just do one live stream that is able to help me document my life, share a little bit more about what I'm learning throughout the week, and help me rant about all the content creator stuff that I'm thinking about throughout the week too. But instead of putting it all together, I'm trying to make this as easy as possible, and could be cooler to just have 1 hour live stream every week instead of 5 10-minute videos. So let me know what you think about that while I continue here. So that was all on Wednesday. Oh, and then Wednesday was funny because something else Ryan and I talked through was just about, hey, how do we set the culture for our team within our space of doing project management? Like, hey, when we have certain deadlines, we need to be hitting those deadlines. Because a lot of times I'm the nice guy where I'm like, oh, hey, man, like, listen, that's okay. Like, we'll figure it out. Where Ryan's really good with helping me be like, no, if you say it's due for this day, we need it to be due on this day. No questions asked. That is base level minimum, right? And that's just, I guess, what comes with running a business. My client Gary recorded a lot of videos on Wednesday, so I was making sure he had all the scripts and everything he needed to help film those. And then he finished up a video, which I then sent to an editor because it needed to be turned around for Thursday. I also went to the gym, did a pretty brutal workout. The workout was like, what was it? It was 3 rounds with 4-minute rest in between. where you do 0.8 kilometers on a Echo bike. Then you do 16 chest to bar pull-ups, 7 deadlifts. I did it at 225 pounds, 16 chest to bar pull-ups, 7 deadlifts, which I ended up doing instead of chest to bar pull-ups, which is where you do a pull-up, and instead of just getting your chin above the bar, you have to like have your chest hit the bar. So it's like a little bit further of a pull. Instead of doing that, I did 4 chest to bar pull-ups, and then the rest were ring rows. Because for me, pull-ups, I'm just a heavy guy. I'm a thick boy. So doing pull-ups is a little tough. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. So not much to say there other than I ran a 5K. You can watch that video. I posted it yesterday. It was just like a few clips. Dude, that thing sucked, guys. I have not ran a 5K in a hot minute. But you know what it did to me? It reminded me of how to do hard things. Like doing hard things takes grit, and sometimes a lot of times with running, it's just your body yells at you to stop. And there's a lot of things that we do in life that just are yelling at you to stop and to quit. And all that matters is being able to yell louder to your body and be like, no, we're still doing this. And so the entire time my goal was, hey, I want to hit under 28 miles, or I want to be under 28 minutes for the 5K. And then so that was like a 9-minute pace, essentially, like less than a 9-minute pace, just a little bit under. And then, or actually, no, that is completely wrong. I think a 28-minute mile or a 28-mile 5K is like it's like a 9:15 pace. I finished it at 27:30. So I don't know what that pace was. I still haven't done that yet. But so there's that. But the entire time, all I could think of was just like, keep pushing, because I didn't want to stop either. I wanted to hit under 28 minutes, and I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to stop running the entire time, which if you've ever run a 5K, you know, it's like super tempting to just stop at some point. But it also, at the very end of it, I reminded myself like, wow, I actually enjoy running even when it sucks. It's just a matter of getting out and doing it more. Okay, Nico, what's up? So some videos from you that I've watched all the way through are the laps one, how to create a killer YouTube short, why I stopped watching Colin and Samir, Cocomel's worst thing on the planet, how to get monetized. Okay, that's really helpful, man, because essentially what you're saying is like a little bit of like this all of those seem to focus around YouTube in a way. Not really about business, but all kind of centered around like making a YouTube video, different social platforms, social media in general, kind of like culture, theory, and philosophy about YouTube, stuff like that. So that's helpful. That's a lot of what I enjoy talking about too. I love talking about that stuff. And I'm always like thinking through things like that. So I'll definitely keep that in mind. Maybe I'll start with these live streams. Maybe I'll still make some long form videos and post them whenever I feel like it. But maybe I'm going to try and just put them all into one live stream potentially. So we'll see how that goes. That's been interesting. Thanks for sharing that, man. I'm about to wrap up here because basically after the 5K, I went to Thanksgiving dinner. It was great. We just chilled. I had a ton of food. Got to spend time with my in-laws and with our friends Morgan and Robbie. We played a game called Pandemic, which was ironic because we just kept making like COVID jokes, which was pretty funny. And then today. So I don't know how today's going to go. Obviously, I'm going to try and get done with some work here and then go play pickleball because I'm obsessed with pickleball. Once I finish that, I'm going to come back. Jenny and I are going to go to an improv show. I love improv. I might start taking some improv classes later. It's a good point. Film just do separate videos, but all within the live stream, and then just grab clips and upload them separately. It's a good idea. It's a good idea, Nico. You know, that's why they pay you the big bucks, Nico. That's why they pay you the big bucks. Keep that up. Dude, Nico, we need to make that that interview happen. We need to do some more interviews together. You let me know, man. You let me know. You got my Twitter. DM me. We'll figure it out. Actually, I have my Calendly somewhere. You could probably just schedule it then. Man, well, guys, that's pretty much it. This is actually perfectly timed. Next week, I'm definitely going to try and be able to share my screen so I can like share pictures, videos, what my calendar looks like, my ideal schedule, what I'm trying to do every day. I actually I came up with a few topics to talk about of like, there's a lot of things that I have in Notion that I use to like plan a lot of my content. Whether that's like ways to organize the notes I take during sales calls and the notes I take during church sermons, the way I plan out all of my content. So I've been looking to try and make some videos around planning and taking notes of stuff that I do. So let me know more if you're interested in that. If you don't use Notion, you should. It's amazing. Sorry, I'm starting to burp a little bit. And then, yeah, some things I'm reading. I'm reading this. This is a great book called The Richest Man in Babylon. It's really, really good. It's all about how to be rich, dog. Heard a lot of people talk about it. Also, been still trying to get through this Purple Cow, but it's very hard to sometimes. I'm like, these are all the books I'm trying to read. I'm reading this, The Creative Act, Way of Being. This is a really good book, but it's like little tiny chapters. And then I'm also trying to work through Becoming Trader Joe. I love Trader Joe's. It's one of my favorite stores, and everything's all over the place here. So these are all the books I'm trying to read through. Maybe I can try and read through them before the end of the year. Yeah, Creative Act is good, dude. It's really good. It's not really something, yes, you need it. Everyone should read it. It's not something you can just sit down and read, though. You don't, like a lot of people, like with one of my books, I'm reading a science fiction book right now, as well as like these are all very, hey, learn and grow books, self-help, you could call it. With those books, it's very you don't want to plow through them. If anything, you want to read through them twice. So with these, I'm just kind of like taking my time, taking notes. Even the author, Rick Rubin, said like the best way to read his book is like read a chapter, which is like 2 pages, and then you just reflect on it for a day or two. Maybe write about it, think about it. Then you go to the next one. Don't try and just get all the way through it. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting a Creative Act. It's really, really stinking good. Yeah, man. I'm also trying to make more stuff. And this is the last thing I'll say is like, for example, this was a journal that I got for free from going to Bigger Pockets Con. But it was really ugly. So I custom designed it a little bit. I found like some pieces of paper laying around and just kind of cut it out, taped it to the front, covered up any sort of branding around Bigger Pockets, found some pictures. So now you can like barely even tell except for the fact that it's right here. And I really think I want to start doing a lot more of that stuff. So I found like another journal that I've had laying around that I'm going to try and draw on. And I've been really something I've been really inspired by recently is Van Neistat, all of his videos, because he's just very big on, him and Casey are very big on customization. Like they customize everything. So I want to try and do that too, because it is helpful. It is fun to kind of work with your hands. Sapiens is something I've heard a lot about. I've heard that book is really good. So I'm going to put that on my list here of books to read. Let me know before I'm about to hop off, but tell me in the chat why you liked it so much. What was like your biggest takeaway from it? Because what it sounds like is I know a lot of like the meme is a lot of tech founders love this book. They're like, it just helps them learn about humanity as a whole and like psychology. So let me know if that is correct. Or if it's wrong. I don't know. But dude, Nico, thanks for hopping in here. I like it a lot because it explains everything to do with humanity and why we do things. Huh. Super interesting. I'll definitely check that out. I'll definitely check that out. Anyone who's watching should definitely check that out. Guys, that's it from me today. I appreciate you, Nico, for hopping in. It means a lot. We'll see how these go. So you can expect next week a live stream to next Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Hop in, Nico. You should hit that bell icon and check it out. You know what I mean? Hop in with me. That way, it was actually this last half of the video or of the live stream was a lot more fun having you in here, even if it's just like random stuff we're chatting about. Because the first half I felt so alone. Would make it a lot more fun to make this a live stream and kind of like have people's input and stuff. So, anyways, it was good seeing you. It was good seeing you via digital. Everyone else who's watching this back home, thank you so much for watching to the very end. If you watch to the very end, that's wild. Hopefully, I will see y'all next week. I'll talk to you soon. I love you.